Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's probably been a minute since like you guys have seen or heard from me because like I just fucking drop music on you guys and be like, oh hey, by the way guys, I make music. But I really wanted to like let the music, no pun intended, to like, you know, make some noise while like, you know, you guys listen to the music for a bit, and then I come back and like tell you guys like, oh, this is the concept behind it. This is why it has the Romeo and Juliet type of vibe from like '96 and stuff. So just kind of like, you know, wanted to let you guys sit with the music, listen to it, enjoy it, and then I wanted to like sit down and like, you know, talk to you guys for a minute and tell you guys like, you know, the story behind it. So I put up on my Instagram story a little poll for you guys and said, hey, do you guys want me to have like a little short mini doc for you guys, like a little mini documentary for you guys to talk to you guys about the music, or you guys just want to, or if you guys just want to vlog. I know I'm gonna do both, but I wanted to know which one you guys wanted first. Something I wanted to tell you guys and like let you guys know from the jump is that, you know, this is kind of a concept album. This is like something that I have been sitting on for probably like, well, judging that it's 2019 now, at the time where I was making the music last year, it was probably like a year and a half. And this is probably like the biggest project that like, you know, I've done up to date. Before that was probably like, you know, I want to say Scream, where I like, you know, me and Jocelyn kind of like, you know, basically funded and did out of pocket like, you know, this like short remake of like the first 10 minutes of Scream, and that was like probably cost, I want to say like 150 bucks. Shout out to Dimitri, because like, you know, I spent like probably in the studio like half a year, hitting a year, like, you know, do like just, you know, recording music and stuff, and like, you know, being able to balance out YouTube, acting, and on top of that was music. And it was just basically like this big thing, like, you know, in my mind I was like, I want it to sound like this, I want like, you know, the photo shoot to look like this and stuff, and I was just like writing all this shit down. I'm like, oh, like, you know, wanted to do this, wanted to do that, and it was like probably like really like, you know, this is just like a big thing. So first things first, the story. Like this, the thing that inspired this whole thing was this like Romeo and Juliet type of thing. I want to say like the last half of 2016 and the first half of 2017, I was like, you know, really into this girl. I was like really like, you know, like we would hang out, like we all had like, you know, this like short friend group, and like, you know, whenever I was like with her, I was like we were like doing something, but like, you know, my mind was always like, oh, but she's over here. It's just like a really normal, really like human type of, I don't want to say relationship, but like, you know, it's just like, you know, we weren't never ever like, you know, boyfriend girlfriend. We were never like, you know, we were just like, I was into her and she was just like very like nothing. Like I'm just like throwing emotions at her and she was just like. I've been pursuing acting and stuff, and acting is something that like I'm really passionate about. And as an actor, like, you know, the greatest love story of all time to an actor that has like, you know, theater roots like me is the greatest love story of all time, was Romeo and Juliet. I was like more drawn to like Leonardo DiCaprio's version of Romeo and Juliet, and a lot of people don't like that version. Throwing shade to Nathan Davis. I obsess over a movie, and that's like all I watch. And at the time where I was going through this thing, I was watching Romeo and Juliet over and over again. Like the DVD was never not in my laptop. Basically doing a whole album, and then on top of that putting like a concept of like, you know, having like a Romeo and Juliet type of vibe, and kind of create it from scratch. Like, okay, in Romeo and Juliet, in the original story, Juliet is from the Capulets. Like, how can I tackle that? Okay, for Juliet, what is something that reminds me of the real life Juliet? So I was like, oh, I used to call her Coneja, which is bunny in Spanish. So we could do that. And for me, like, you know, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and one of my favorite animals is a lion, so we can do Leo. And Romeo's from the Montagues. How can I do that? How can I have like, you know, two households both alike in dignity? So what's the polar opposite? Like, you know, in the original it's the Montagues and the Capulets. How can we do that? What are polar opposites? The sun and the moon. And then the photo shoot, I really wanted to, like, I'm Mexican, so I really wanted to have a very Chicano vibe on it. So I did the Loteria cards. So there's the moon and then there's the sun. So that's why if you look at my Mimi Sequel page, there's so much art and so much hard work that I put in there. So there's a lot of things that like, you know, that are like kind of like little hints and Easter eggs from my real life into the art. I didn't want to create original music. I didn't want to create like, oh, this is me, this is what I'm going through type of thing. Like, you know, I'll get there, but at the moment, I really wanted to create this kind of like a jukebox musical. In high school, I did a lot of musical theater. Like the first half of high school, like my freshman and sophomore years, I did musicals. But then the second half, I did more like plays. Like I didn't do musicals, I did more serious plays. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it goes hand in hand with what I'm going to tell you guys right now. So I wanted to create kind of like a jukebox musical type of feel. Like I wanted to do it like a very Rock of Ages, a very Mamma Mia type of thing. And if you guys are long-time viewers of myself, I know you guys have been rolling with this channel for a while, you know that, like, you know, I love Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac is one of my all-time favorite bands. It's like a top 5 for me. And, you know, Fleetwood Mac is my outro music. Fleetwood Mac is, like, you know, Go Your Own Way. I have a whole video of like a cringy 17, 18-year-old Charlie fucking singing Go Your Own Way at the top of his lungs. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can go your own